Neft Destroy Service Limited, NSS, was founded in Tengiz in 1997 to provide construction services to Tengiz Chevroil, TCO. The first contracts were awarded to NSS by TCO's prime contractor, Vedyepse. Enthusiasm, dedication, and a stringent recruitment policy enabled us to expand our range of services until, at the turn of the millennium, NSS became a prime contractor to TCO. Almost 10 years on, we continue to be involved in all TCO turnarounds. From 2003, NSS has actively participated with TCO in the construction of sour gas injection and second-generation plants. Our policy of expansion now offers even greater scope for our clients. For example, from 2006, NSS has been working with our partners in the Karachaganak oil field, providing services to Karachaganak Petroleum Operating BV. In 2008, NSS began constructing the Bolashak plant in the Kashagan Field Development Project in Atterau. Significant NSS achievements include our comprehensive personnel training programs and qualitative research, which produces extensive material and technical resources. Our enhanced capabilities and growing geographic presence were recognised when our company received direct contracts with clients like TCO, AGIP, KPO, NCOC, NCPOC, KTK and Kazmunai Gas. All major projects in Tengiz involved NSS personnel, from the construction of KTL 1 and 2 to construction of the second-generation sour gas injection plant. In a 10-year association with TCO, we've undertaken projects including civil engineering works, such as site preparation, foundations, wells, blocks, earth fills and dams, and the construction and repair of access roads. Manufacturing of pipe spools and metal structures in workshops and on site prior to final placement. Heat treatment of weld joints. Non-destructive weld examination. Painting of pipe spools in workshops and on site. Assembly and disassembly of pipe spools and stop valves on pipelines, racks and other equipment. Hydro testing of installed pipelines. Installing trace heating systems for pipelines and equipment. Thermal insulation of pipelines and ancillary equipment. Installing process equipment, internal refractory work, applying protective coatings and fireproof materials on steel structures, installing electrical equipment and cable trays, calibration, installation and maintenance of various instrumentation, commissioning and maintenance of electrical, ventilation and air conditioning equipment, testing and certifying lifting equipment and many other activities related to the installation and pre-start procedures of processing equipment on various projects in Tengiz. Since 2004, a dedicated maintenance team became an integral part of our contracted staff for the TCO maintenance department. Our team peaked at over 500 personnel, achieving over 5 million man-hours with no downtime. For many years, the group has been working meticulously in accordance with approved plans and schedules to repair and replace columns, boilers, reactors, heat exchangers, heaters, filters, and various tanks and valves. Our staff carries out welding work and heat treatment on almost any material, including alloys. They also apply insulation and execute refractory work, sandblasting and painting. Flare burners are also repaired or replaced. Assistance is given to the main contractor in the metallisation of tank and reactor services damaged by deep corrosion. In 2006, we established a new assembly department staffed by qualified welders and assemblers to improve the 2 existing crude loading racks of the TCO crude export project. NSS personnel completed almost 90% of the work and, upon project delivery, were awarded a 3-year contract to provide crude loading rack operators. This was subsequently extended until the middle of 2014. Upon receipt of this contract, a team was established to operate our customers' own process equipment. For many years, our specialist support has ensured the stable operations of wastewater treatment, water supply and treatment systems within Shanirak village. the TCO gas loading racks and sulphur shipment area in Tengiz. Our team continues to operate and maintain the 2 crude loading racks at the Samal and gate camps of Egypt KCO in Atteral. Our progressive geographic expansion is reflected by an increasing number of clients. For example, over 100 operators are now controlling 2 new facilities. These are the gas processing units of Sheikh Munai LLP at Chenerivo Oilfield, operational since 2010, and the liquid petroleum gas unit, which was handed over to NSS for complete operation and management. Here, our staff ships over 600 cubic metres of LPG per shift. In spring of 2007, NSS were getting to grips with new activities, such as tank construction to American Petroleum Institute standards. Adopting a top-down approach and using modern hydraulic systems for tank lifting, we signed a TCO contract for the installation of 3 tanks with a total volume of 38,000 cubic metres. In the summer of 2012, the same team successfully commissioned the 3rd stable condensate tank with a total capacity of 26,500 cubic metres. We then began a new venture, the Atteral Pump Station Expansion Programme, on behalf of the Caspian Pipeline Consortium based in Kazakhstan. This project deserves special mention as, under the terms of the contract, we undertook not only the construction of the foundations and earth fill for the pipelines, but also the procurement and supply of all materials required for the tanks. Upon completion, the CPC tank farm capacity will be increased by 40,000 cubic metres. Following the successful completion of the crude export project in 2007, our personnel embarked on the TCO gas utilisation project. Using the assembly shops at our industrial bases in Tengiz, we independently fabricated pipe spools and modular steel structures before final placement and the installation of ancillary equipment at the Unit 800 site. Later, in 2008, the construction division of NSS undertook essential site work, preparing and installing new foundations and underground utilities, and provided support for the commissioning and start-up of the unit. According to TCO data, after completion of the Tengiz gas utilisation project, more than 50% of the construction work was attributed to Kazakhstan contractors, including NSS. The gross share of the local content in the project amounted to a record $129 million. This acknowledges the efficiency and quality provided by local companies and, of course, NSS. TCO investments in environmental protection projects have also reduced the total amount of gas flared by 95% compared to the year 2000 index, a stunning achievement. 2009 was a turning point in our history, with massive expansion in many areas. In a display of confidence, TCO awarded a contract to NSS to develop and commission its new maintenance base, comprising a maintenance shop, archive, canteen, a central plant laboratory, and administrative buildings. Never before were projects of this magnitude or diversity awarded by TCO to local contractors. This project was demanding, presenting new challenges that required total efficiency and prompt decision-making by our management. However, the experience gained was invaluable, and it propelled NSS into the league of major players. In 2010, for example, Kazmunay Gas awarded NSS an EPC contract for the engineering, procurement and construction of a fully landscaped summer camp and resort on the Caspian coast in Kendali village in the Mangostal region. In the summer of 2011, the Caspian Pipeline Consortium of Kazakhstan awarded us a contract at the pump station expansion in Tengiz. Under the contract, we had to assemble and install 3 main pumps with a capacity of 5,700 cubic metres an hour, 2 power transformers with a capacity of 2,500 kilovolts, and complex switchgear with a voltage of 10 kilovolts. To achieve this, it was necessary to perform the following: excavation of nearly 100,000 cubic metres of soil, filling more than 52,000 cubic metres of soil for the construction of roads and sites, laying over 4,000 cubic metres of reinforced concrete and erecting 1,460 cubic metres of precast concrete structures, erecting 674 tonnes of metal structures, 242 tonnes of which were prefabricated in our workshop, installing over 5 kilometres of pipelines, laying more than 120 kilometres of cable above and below ground, carrying out pre-operational tests before putting the facility into operation. The involvement of NSS and their partners on TCO and CPC projects in Tengiz resulted in reduced costs, raised volume and quality of local programme content, and, significantly, reduced construction time. It also elevated us to new standards of service provision, so much so that within a relatively short time we can mobilise huge resources and achieve the highest standards in any project, whilst addressing important social issues by creating new jobs in the region, thereby improving the welfare of the modern Kazakhstan. During 2008 and 2009, the company's management conducted a phased programme of further geographic expansion, establishing branches in Ataral, Aksai and Aktau. In 2008, our Aksai branch participated in tenders announced by KPO. As a result, our long-term partner, Inchtech Service, LLP, signed 4 contracts with KPO for electrical and instrument installation and commissioning. In 2009, NSS also became directly involved. From 2001 to 2004, ITS had already been providing services to KPO, commissioning and maintaining electrical and instrumentation equipment and ventilation and air conditioning systems. These were awarded via 6 contracts valued at over $7 million. During the construction of the 4th train of the processing complex at Karachaganak in 2008 to 2011, ITS personnel were consistently recognised by the KPO project management for their safe conduct and efficiency. In fact, their temporary base was distinguished as being the best and took first place in the competition among contractors. It's worth mentioning that the manufacture and supply of buildings for the temporary base of ITS was carried out by our partner, AKPO Module, who regularly work with us on projects allied to the construction of oil and gas production facilities. ITS installed over 60 kilometres of instrumentation and cabling trays, laid more than 517 kilometres of power and instrumentation cables, and installed and calibrated over 1,500 instruments. They also installed over 35 kilometres of trace heating and provided essential electrochemical protection systems. They also fabricated over 20 tonnes of metal structures. The value of these contracts amounts to millions of US dollars, and during this KPO project, the ITS base had a dedicated laboratory which tested and calibrated metals, instruments and valves. This helped to reduce construction time significantly and quickened the plant handover to the customer. In 2009, NSS began its direct relationship with KPO, initially signing a contract to provide protective and fire-resistant coating services. In 2010, a further contract was signed for the erection of the 3rd stable condensate tank at the Karachaganak processing complex. During this period, our personnel worked over 600,000 man-hours, again with no downtime, engaged on more than 100 individual projects at all KPO operating facilities, including remote terminals in Ataral and the village of Bolshoi Chagan. In the construction of the KPO tank, NSS performed many assignments, ranging from installation of the tank itself and associated pipelines, with painting and insulation, to construction of a protection embankment, before finally commissioning the equipment and putting the facility into operation. In spring 2009, we signed several contracts with the prime contractors of Egypt KCO, This was part of the Kashagan Field Development Experimental Programme and the onshore processing facilities at Eskini West in Atterau. A separate team was formed, comprising specialists with varying expertise. To facilitate such a programme, an industrial base was constructed with a fully developed infrastructure, including a canteen and dormitories accommodating up to 1,000 staff. During 2009 to 2012, NSS executed construction and installation projects for Bonatti SPA and Consolidated Contracting, Engineering and Procurement SAL offshore. These included welding for fabrication and repair of pipe spools, pipelines and metal structure, installation of pipelines and metal structures on racks and platforms, pipeline and equipment insulation, application of fire-resistant coatings on metal structures, pipelines and equipment, scaffolding work, sandblasting and the application of protective coating, the provision of an equipment testing laboratory, providing non-destructive weld testing and weld heat treatment services, and provision of various electrical and instrumentation work. From June 2011 to 2013, at the Karabatan onshore processing facility, the NSS maintenance and operation team performed various tasks in the Samal camp for Egypt KCO. In autumn 2010, the Mangistau branch of NSS began working with Kazmunay Gas, and a contract was signed for the construction of a children's health camp and medical complex on the Caspian Sea coast near the city of Novy Uzen. This entailed the supply and construction of a 2-storey camp building for 250 people, a health centre comprising 4 buildings, a dormitory for 36 medical staff, a gym with synthetic flooring, showers and changing rooms, a canteen accommodating up to 250 people, a sewage pumping station, an integrated transformer substation with cabling, a 2,000 cubic metre water storage tank, 25,000 square metres of landscaping, 23,000 square metres of paved sidewalks, a 1,000 square metre outdoor swimming pool with a fountain, a water park, children's playgrounds and sports grounds with artificial turf for football, tennis and volleyball. The high quality of workmanship and over 650,000 man-hours involved, again without injuries or accidents, was officially recognised by members of the Acceptance Committee in August 2011. In spring 2012, following the successful completion of the project in Mangistau Oblast, Kazmunay Gas awarded NSS another contract for engineering, procurement and construction of 2 motor transport bases, one in Karajan-Bas for 250 units and another in Kalamkas for 100 units. Thus, on 15th of March 2012, the first brick was laid and the completion date is scheduled for August this year. In late summer 2012, NSS were awarded another contract for the design of a motor transport base in Novy Uzen for 1,000 units and the construction of a 15-kilometre asphalt road on Prorva Field. This reinforces our status as a reliable partner to KMG in Mangistau and Atterau. Wherever we operate, we endeavour to create high-quality environments for our employees by improving their living standards and supplying leisure facilities. We encourage and support healthy lifestyles by creating sports grounds, meditation and workout rooms, massage rooms, baths and saunas. By providing these important facilities, we also create new jobs. We've never closed our eyes to people in need. We have, and always will, provide sponsoring to sports clubs and events. We pay teams travel costs and support an old people's home in Kulsari and an orphanage in Aktobe Oblast. We also cover college and university fees for students of the orphanage and provide employment for them within our enterprises wherever possible. During the entire history of NSS and its partners, we have never stopped looking forward. We continue to raise our standards by studying and introducing new construction techniques and equipment. Our quality control, health and safety and environmental protection policies are certified to current world standards. We aim to remain competitive and to be your first choice in this international market. Today, we can look boldly at expanding horizons for your new and more ambitious projects. In keeping with our vision, we are ready to implement the most ambitious and complex ventures while offering a number of suggestions that may interest you. We offer implementation of engineering, procurement and construction projects. For project values up to $200 million, we can independently design, manufacture, supply and install a number of facilities such as individual buildings and camps of modular structure with temporary housing and office facilities for personnel in remote areas. We provide the various pumps and metering stations, compressor buildings and other premises with structural steelwork to standards you would expect. Having the production capacity of our partner, AKPO Module, plus our own production facilities manufacturing sandwich panels, we are able to provide load-bearing structures at competitive prices. For projects valued at over $200 million, we've pooled our resources with Kent's and CCC, who have extensive international experience with oil operators for electrical, instrumentation, cathodic protection and industrial ventilation work. We will maintain alliances with our regular local partners, Inchtech Service and ESM, who have extensive experience of operations at the three main gas and oil fields in Kazakhstan. For the design of production facilities, process lines, buildings and installations, we intend to engage Severodonetsk Orchim, who have produced design projects for many of the largest enterprises in Ukraine, Russia and Kazakhstan. NSS now has the experience in the execution of almost all types of work required in every stage of construction projects in the oil and gas sector. We have 4 accommodation centres and 3 industrial bases in Tengiz, where we have already fabricated and assembled modular structures and pipe spools for future installation on TCO projects. There is a base with dormitories in Ataral and a site in the vicinity of Karachaganak field in Aksai. We offer our renowned services in construction of oil tanks, tank farms, dams, embankments, the construction of major highways and access roads, and site development. For the provision of aggregates, NSS negotiated exclusive rights from Mirzabek LLP for the supply of gravel from the Shepti field, using our own rolling stock. Our sand pits in Tengiz and another near Ataral are also available. We offer implementation of process equipment operation and maintenance projects. Over the years, we have achieved significant job completions and equipment maintenance repairs safely, efficiently and on time to facilitate future complex whole plant maintenance. With reduced costs, we established an enterprise, Kaznefti Gas Service, in partnership with the global leader, Fluor. We can administer the safe operation and security of your installations, facilities, plants, camps and other remote sites using qualified personnel with the necessary licenses, permits and laboratory facilities. Transtech International LLP specialise in production and supply of polystyrene panels and sandwich cladding structures, hydraulic hoses and the recharging of fire extinguishers and electric motor repair. Another of our partners, Class Product LLP, supplies a whole range of food products shipped from Europe and has been an approved TCO supplier since 2002. Karat LLP have many years' experience in the management and organisation of secure accommodation and meals for our customers. We can provide logistics and supply of food products from our Raycan farm, an agricultural area of 14 hectares producing fruit and vegetables. Raycan Farm has been providing fresh produce to companies, canteens and markets in the region for over 5 years. It has its own 1,000-ton vegetable storage facility, a workshop to manufacture mattresses, toilet paper, purification and bottling of drinking water and canned food production. We offer implementation of customers' environmental protection and ecological policies. From the very beginning, we focused our attention on environmental protection, and in 2007 the waste management complex was built and put into operation at one of our bases. This facilitated the temporary storage, treatment and disposal of hazardous materials including purification and disposal of used oil and rags, accumulator batteries and electrolyte fluid. The next step will be comprehensive utilisation of oil refuse and sludge. In summary, our long and successful cooperation with TCO, AGIP and KPO, coupled with the collaboration of our local and international partners, makes NSS your #1 choice. Our unique geopolitical location, huge resources and assets, nurtured by constant reinvestment, place NSS in a position of enormous strength. We are ready to participate in your future projects with the professionalism and efficiency you demand. And we look forward to seeing you on site in the very near future.